Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. We got another vinyl update on our hands. Yeah, so I feel like I should get started. But first I'm gonna say is that I had like two videos in mind. Either it was release this or do a room tour first. Well, since I went on my Instagram earlier, it was a 50-50 tie. So I guess the final update is officially first to work on, since it was the first one to get answered with a vote. So I'm going to be doing this, and then after this video, I'm going to go straight into the room tour. So why don't we get started with today's final update. First, I have this jazz album from John Coltrane. I never heard of this guy. My dad literally bought it for me when we were at the record store. He said I needed to broaden my horizon. This is real jazz. You gotta listen to the real jazz. I guess I wouldn't say I'm really uncultured. I mean, I know jazz is like, people will say it's like a dead genre, but really there's like hints of jazz and like everything that we're hearing. Like, go to Google, search your favorite album. One of your favorite albums. I guarantee your favorite album doesn't actually have like a hint of jazz on it, but I don't know. It really depends on what you're getting with there. Anyway, we got a solid light blue pressing. Or is it just like regular? It's regular blue. It's not like cyan or anything. So anyway, I think this one's going to be pretty easy to get into since it's only like 5 tracks. But based on the lengths I'm seeing for the album, there's a lot of long songs. So I say I'm just going to pop this bad boy. Okay, so two things as I was hearing this. One, I accidentally left the speed button on. So it cut through slide 1 faster than I remembered. I only heard this twice now, and I seem to fuck up the second time. And also, I have dogs. You can see on the edge of this corner. Hey, Delilah, you wanna be on camera? Hey, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not trying to hurt you. She's quite fragile at times. It's you on camera. Give me kisses. I'm weird, but I'm not that weird. Anyway, so yeah, this album, but I'm glad I have people joining in. So anyway, this album, I will say I like the style that Coltrane was giving out, along with the atmosphere, along with the other tracks. I also forgot to mention they have a nice little biography on the back. So, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm uncultured. I know a couple of other jazz artists, like Miles Davis, Nina Simone. I've been getting into her lately. This guy. So, yeah, if I were to run down this entire album into one big take, I'm going to go ahead and give it a solid review of 9 out of 10. and we can move on with our next albums. And again, I always say this at the end of a video or something, but please, if you have any recommendations on what album I should get next, don't be afraid to comment down below. Now we can move on for our next one. Now, I will say, this album is getting us back to regular standards. Like, we all know that I like hip-hop and rap, so we're getting back into that with a special album I've been meaning to get all this time. Juice WRLD's Death Race for Love. Some video game reference, I forget which is what. But yeah, we got two sides. It's a double LP. Yeah, I basically like the whole, I like the style that it just goes with. It's kind of fun. It's original, sort of. And even though it's a regular black pressing, we still get the fun little flames in the middle for each side. The dog wants to eat it. So, yeah, this album, I will tell you, I only heard it once when it came out. I don't remember half of the tracks. I'll say I don't remember 75% of the tracks because some of them do tend to have some decent amount of replay value. If I remember from a Needle Drop review that this was better than Goodbye and Good Riddance, I'll take that as cringe since I don't think that's true. So I'm going to go ahead and pop in this bad boy and we could get the true, honest review that we're trying to get here.
From the unknown, I ran away, I don't think I'm coming back home. Whoa, 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 whoa. Like a cross space, it's a dark place I roam. Ain't no right way, just the wrong way, I know. I problem solve with styrofoam. My world revolves around a black hole.
Okay, to even things out, I'm just going to go ahead and say this is definitely Juice WRLD's most underrated album. And I also forgot to say that this came with a poster, but I'll show that on my room tour video. So, anyway, yeah, this album's underrated at best. It's not Juice's worst album, but it's also not his best. We can all agree that Goodbye and Good Riddance is his best. Well, Legends Never Die, not the worst post he made this album, but definitely solid album. Well, this here, yeah, this album, I feel like it's great with the side A and B, like basically the first LP, but then you get to the second LP, that's when we get to the underrated and most unnecessary tracks. Like, I don't know what Young Thug was thinking on his On God feature, but I don't know, I've heard better from the two of them. So, I feel like I literally had a thought in my head on what else I wanted to say here, but, I don't know, that thought is gone. So, yeah, again, first half, great. Second half, underrated and kind of bad. Basically, when we get to C, that's where we get to the underrated stuff, but songs like, the song like Desire, and yeah, the song like Desire I feel like doesn't really fit in, but then we get to these two, it kind of fixes that, but then we get to the D part, that's where the dumb tracks are. Like, for an album that was literally made in 4 days, I kind of expected Juice to have more of an impact, but knowing that, hell, this did take him 4 days, so I don't know, maybe if he did it like a week, it would have been a lot better. But to even things out, I'm going to give this a solid review of 6.4 out of 10. And we can move on with our next, but final record. I'm say. This is my favorite vinyl pressing. Like, we got Brockhampton's Roadrunner, New Light, New Machine, their second to final album. I'd also like to mention that when I bought this, I didn't know this was the deluxe version, so I got an extra 4 tracks. But I don't remember much of the deluxe, but hey, that's why we're here. We're here to make sure we could add up more. Despite how in the back it says there's only 13, if you could read tiny ass fonts. But yeah, I guess that's just the regular album within itself. Again, I'm just gonna say favorite vinyl pressing. I was so surprised on how much stuff actually came with this. Like, one, we got a lyric book. An actual lyric book. That's kind of like, I'll show it to you in the room tour. But, yeah, if you notice in previous videos that I've done, I have a poster right here with a bunch of different colors and photos. That's a Flower Boys lyric poster. This is kind of like that, but I get to actually read it in the form of a book. That's actually find that to be very excitable. I'm gonna, yeah. It also comes with random pictures. I also forget how many cool features are actually on this album within itself. It's actually really cool. I like it. Especially this dude. Love this dude. I forget his name. What is it? Ah, yes. Shoba? Is that the name? Or is it Jabari Manoa? It's one of the two, right? But yeah, I really like what I have here. It's very fun. It's very interesting. There's also the other book. Yes, that's right. One lyric book and one for photos. Yeah, it's basically like the format we show in, you know, the vinyl. Basically with the whole LP. But it's just run by that style. I quite enjoyed that. Yeah, I love how it's like their own gym. Oh yeah. Is there elf things? Oh yeah. The best years of our lives. I feel like that's an ending to a song. I'll find that later. The light is worth the wait, I promise. I think the whole ideology about this album is that, yeah, this is the actual death of the group. Yeah, I guess since they've managed to be remained underrated all these years, they're like, nah, we gotta fixate on still this stuff. Maybe that'll work faster. Also, another thing I love about this, it's not just the vinyl holdings. This is my very first all white pressing. Usually I'll get like the regular clears, but no. I love this a lot more. It shows how well it actually fits with the album too. Yeah, especially when the center, they show in very different reluctant colors. Yeah, I really like this. Again, favorite vinyl pressing. But also, we got an album to review, so let's pop in the, if I'm going to say it right, let's pop in Roadrunner, New Light, New Machine.
1, 2.
Go ahead, throw a chain on, nigga. Tell them boys where you came from, nigga. Tell them boys why you stay up late. Tryna say something, nigga. Tryna say, go ahead, throw a chain on, nigga. Tell them boys where you came from, nigga. nigga. Silent boys, why stay up late?
Yeah, that's right, Brockhampton, baby. Greatest boy band ever since One Direction. Actually, fuck One Direction. This album is 100% amazing. The creativity, the vision that they're putting out into this album is just so goddamn memorizing. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Memorizing, yeah. Memorizing. Clearly, everybody did 100% on this. Everybody was doing great. This isn't a saturation trilogy. I mean, the trilogy itself is like a 9 out of 10. But this is something different. And not everything has to keep going. Unlike The Simpsons, they're going to last forever. And, yeah, some things just have to end. Some things just have to move on with their lives. This is their second to last album. And this year we're finally getting it, so I'm going to miss them. Anyway, out of all the things here, I will say some tracks don't really feel like they're worth the tension. Mostly tracks like, let's see if I can read off these tiny fonts. Tracks like Count on Me or Old News. I mean, yeah, sure, they're bangers, but I don't know. I just feel like they're kind of out of place, like they're takeaway tracks. But here on out, to give a full final interview on this album, I'm giving it a solid. Man, this is so hard. I'm gonna give the boys a good 8.3 out of 10. Can't wait for the next album. I'm probably gonna give myself penny pudding. Anyway, that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, just hit that like button. If you, again, tell me whatever you guys want me to hear next, just comment down below. If you want to see future videos, I know you guys are going to want to see the room tour, so hit that subscribe button. That way you will be able to see it, and I will see